But let's take a live look out in Temple right now. You can see it looks like a winter wonderland, and a lot of this does kind of look like snow. This is what it would look like if we had woken up to a snowpack on the ground. Instead, though, it's ice. I know it's got that shine, that gleam to it that you expect from a snow day, but it is sleet. All of our precipitation fell primarily in the form of sleet through the overnight hours, and because of that, we ended up in really what was a best case scenario. Now, that being said, most people are staying off the roads, and we want to keep it that way. Even though it's sleet and not freezing rain, you still don't want to drive in it. It's still ice at the end of the day. It's 23 degrees outside. It feels like 10 right now because we have a northwest wind at 16 miles per hour, and that's about as warm as it's going to get. We're not going to get a whole lot more this afternoon before we start falling through the overnight hours, so keep that in mind. So I already kind of previewed this graphic for you, but let's take a look at it here. So this is why I would say that sleet is the best case scenario. We're going to talk about this in terms of donuts, okay? Now, I didn't eat breakfast, full disclosure, so I might just have donuts on the brain, but this is how it made sense to me, so we're going to talk about it. Glazed donuts. The way that glazed donuts are made is they take a liquid glaze, they drop it over the donut, and as it hardens, it creates a smooth, uniform layer across the top. Now, in a similar way, freezing rain falls as liquid, freezes on contact with the surface, makes a smooth, uniform coating. Now, the thing with that is you don't have any traction. There's very limited friction between your tires and the ice, so because of that, the traction is basically not there, and that's where you see a lot of the slip and slides happening. Now, on the other hand, a sprinkle donut, and that's going to take more the form of sleet. Sprinkles are already hardened before they're ever dropped on the donut. So you drop them on the donut, they bounce around, they collect, and they kind of move around like little objects that they are, right? Well, in that same regard, sleet falls as already frozen pellets. So when it hits the ground, it bounces, it collects, it makes piles, kind of like snow. And because of that, you get like this kitty litter effect or like this sandy beach effect. And because of that, you are able to get some traction with your tires. So that's the good news with sleet. Here's the bad news. It's still ice, and I put it right here. Limited traction, limited, not good traction, limited traction. So because of that, you might have a little bit more success on the area roadways, but I would still say at this point, do not drive unless you have to, because at the end of the day, yes, you have better traction, but it's still ice, so keep that in mind. In terms of active precipitation, that has moved on. We are left with cloudy skies. You can see just a few flurries potentially out in parts of the big country, but most of that is evaporating before it gets here and moving off to the north. So we are basically at this point done with the precipitation. Let me show you somewhere where they are not done with the precipitation. This whole system that moved through Texas last night and through Louisiana and Mississippi, now moving into Alabama and Georgia, you can see these are powerful thunderstorms. So this was a very strong system. Obviously brought us about an inch of sleet and now bringing severe thunderstorms to parts of South Georgia and the Florida Panhandle right now. And we've seen a lot of tornado warnings with this system as well today as it heads through the south. And you can kind of see where the freezing line is right here from just north of Atlanta all the way up through the central parts of West Virginia there. Again, that's where that rain is starting to transition back into that freezing rain and sleet mix as it continues off to the east, and we get a little bit later into the evening and temperatures start to cool down. So again, still a lot of activity for the eastern parts of the United States. We, like I said, are basically done with the precipitation. A few snow flurries there north of Dallas along the Red River, but that's about it for Texas. We're just settling in for a very cold few days at this point. Take a look here. Kind of worst case scenario. I know I keep talking about worst case scenario versus best case scenario, but in these situations, it's what you have to talk about. We're going to be cloudy through the rest of the day. That means limited sunshine. As we get into the evening hours and towards tonight, some of that cloud cover clears out. That means we're going to get some of that radiation cooling throughout the course of the night, and because of that, things are going to get very cold by the time we get to tomorrow morning. We're talking teens. Wind chill value is even colder than that. As we head on towards Monday morning, take a look there. I mean, temperatures already down to those lower teens across the area. It is going to be very, very cold. Our weather impact alert continues through Tuesday morning. By the time we get to noon on Tuesday, we should finally get above freezing. But yeah, it's going to be another day and a half or so where we keep temperatures below that freezing mark, and at times those temperatures are going to be bone chilling. I'm talking wind chill values in the single digits right around 0 degrees. And of course, we do have to continue to talk about those road issues. Again, like I said, it's better than freezing rain, but sleet is still ice. So because of that, we are still going to have issues on the area roadways. Your need, wear all of the layers. I'm talking hats, gloves, coats, scarves, long, thick socks on your feet, because it is very cold outside and it's going to continue to be very cold outside. And those 4 Ps, that reminder continues: pets, pipes, plants, and people. Again, the outdoor potty breaks for the animals, I'm talking 3 to 4 to 5 minutes tops. Your pipes, make sure you keep that faucet running. I know it feels like a waste of water, but as long as your pipes don't burst and you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to get them repaired, I think it'll be worth it. And of course, the people around you, just make sure you continue to check on the folks in and around your neighborhood. Our power went out for about 4 hours this morning, so I can imagine other people likely dealt with the same thing this morning, if not still dealing with it during the afternoon. And again, just limit your travel. Stay off the roadways unless you absolutely have to be out there. An extreme cold warning is in effect for us all the way through Tuesday morning. Those wind chill values, like I said, could be near zero at times. Take a look here at your forecast temperatures. By the time we get to tomorrow morning, again, lower teens, maybe some middle teens across the area in terms of the actual air temperature. Very, very cold there. And again, for tomorrow afternoon, right around freezing. We'll get close, but most of us do not get above freezing for your Monday afternoon. The good news is we get some sunshine, we get some radiant heat going on. That means some things will start to melt a little bit, but you'll be left with kind of a slush situation, and that will then refreeze as we head into Tuesday morning when temperatures are going to be back in those teens and 20s one more time. Like I said, by about noon Tuesday, things start to rise above that freezing mark, so good news there. We'll get out of the deep freeze. I think I said earlier, out of the freezer and into the refrigerator, because it's still not going to be terribly, terribly warm for us as we head through the middle of the week. Wind chill values for your Monday morning, again, in the single digits, some of us right around that 0 degree mark. Tuesday morning, similar story, single digits, maybe lower teens. That's what it's going to feel like as you leave the house on Tuesday morning. Now, a lot of school districts have closed for Monday, but for Tuesday, we'll have to keep an eye because, again, temperature is going to be very cold Tuesday. School districts start reopening, businesses start reopening. You're going to be stepping outside, and it is going to feel like some of the coldest air probably some of us have ever felt in our lives. So with that in mind, make sure you are bundled up with the hat, the gloves, the scarves, the long socks, the long undergarments, long johns, things like that. Just make sure that you are covered from head to toe. And in terms of your 7-day forecast, like I said, we will get through the next few days. We're at 26 this afternoon, 29 for your Monday, 40 though for Tuesday, so that's where we finally climb above freezing is Tuesday afternoon. We'll stay above freezing Wednesday and Thursday afternoons, but again, those mornings still very cold, still right around 21 degrees as you wake up Wednesday and Thursday mornings, but at least we do rise above freezing in the afternoon. But again, the analogy I keep using is we're getting out of the freezer and we're jumping into the refrigerator. It's still not going to be terribly warm across central Texas. And then we start to watch for our next system to come across central Texas as we head into that Friday and Saturday time frame. Another cold front will keep things chilly on Friday, and then if we drop below freezing Friday night into Saturday morning, take a look there, we get some precipitation. That could fall in the form of icy precipitation as well, so something to keep an eye on. Still 7 days away, so we're not really going to deal with that just yet. We're going to keep our eyes on the rest of this weekend and the beginning of the week because, again, right now our focus is on the fact that it's going to feel like it's a degree or two when you wake up on your Monday morning. So, like I said, just make sure you bundle up and stay off the roads unless you absolutely have to travel. And then we will have more for you coming up tonight at 5. We'll have another 6+ cut-in at 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And then again, we'll have 6 News at 10. So we'll have hourly updates, or bi-hourly updates for you here for the rest of the day.